ভিউয়ার্স এডুটেইনমেন্ট ইউটিউব চ্যানেলে সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আজকে একটি পোয়েম আলোচনা করব। পোয়েমটির নাম স্টপিং বাই দ্য উডস অন এ স্নোই ইভিনিং। লিখেছেন রবার্ট ফ্রস্ট, এবং রবার্ট ফ্রস্ট ইজ অ্যান আমেরিকান পোয়েট। তার ফ্যামিলির অরিজিনটা হচ্ছে নিউ ইংল্যান্ড। হি ওয়াজ বর্ন in San Francisco in 1874 and he is 4 times Pulitzer Prize winner writer. And friends, do you know who is called the Wordsworth of America? Americar Wordsworth কাকে বলা হয়? He is no other than Robert Frost. সে রবার্ট ফ্রস্ট কে বলা হয় আমেরিকান ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থ। He wrote his first poem when he was 20 years old in 1894. The name of his first poem is My Butterfly. Robert Graves called him the voice of America. He was expert in Yankee speech. What is Yankee speech? The original or native speech of America. Ezra Pound remarks about him. Frost says people are distinctly real. Their speech is real. He achieves remarkable realism, which is born of ordinary things. His remarkable poems are The Road Not Taken, Mending Wall, and many others. I am reading from Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. His other poem, Mending Wall, where he said, good fences make good neighbors. And this poem is written in blank verse in 1914. Another poem, Verses. It is also written in blank verse, published in 1915. And here he said, Earth is the right place for love. I don't know where it is likely to go better. He wrote another very important poem, Two Tramps in Mud Time. It is also in blank verse, published in 1934. I am reading. It is actually autobiographical poem, Two Tramps in Mud Time. Here he writes in the last stanza, My object in living is to unite my avocation and my vocation, as my two eyes make one in sight, only where love and need are one, and the work is play for moral stake. Is the deed ever really done for heaven and the future's sake? This is philosophical lines he wrote. He wrote Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening in 1923. I am going to discuss it in details later because today's topic is to discuss that poem. In the inauguration program, মানে উদ্বোধনী অনুষ্ঠান, John F. Kennedy, when he was elected as president of America, in that inauguration program, সেই অনুষ্ঠানে Frost was invited to recite his poem in 1961. And he was the first poet who was invited in that White House to recite his poem in that presidential inauguration. The Attorney General assisted his successful campaign to release Ezra Pound, who was under indictment for treason, from St. Elizabeth's Hospital. And another poet said about it, name of the poet is William Meredith, said, the decision to include Frost in inauguration focused attention on Kennedy as a man of culture, as a man interested in culture. Now coming to the main point, main topic of discussion for today, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. It was written in or published in 1923 and it is a dramatic lyric. The poem is suggestive of thought-provoking of human life and death. The setting is pastoral, village side বা রাস্টিক সেটিং এখানে দেখানো হবে। পণ্ডিত জওহরলাল নেহরু, ফার্স্ট প্রাইম মিনিস্টার অফ ইন্ডিয়া, expressed a high opinion of this poem and he liked this poem very much and he kept the writing last 4 lines of this poem on a paper, kept that paper tucked in his working desk, writing desk. পেপারে লিখে এই কবিতার লাস্ট 4টে লাইন তার ওয়ার্কিং যে টেবিল সেখানে সে চিপকিয়ে কাগজে রেখেছিল। এটা নাকি তাকে বহুত শক্তি যোগাতো, এই লাইনগুলো তাকে ইন্সপায়ার্ড করতে। হি ওয়াজ ইন্সপায়ার্ড বাই দিস লাইন্স ফর ওয়ার্ক ফর দ্য ফিউচার। এই কবিতাতে দেখানো হয়েছে ইউনিভার্সালিটি, দ্য ইউনিভার্সালিটি অফ দ্য স্পিরিট ইজ এক্সপ্রেসড ইন দিস পোয়েম। ইউনিভার্সাল অ্যাপিলটা কি? উই আর অল ট্রাভেলার্স অফ লাইফ। আমরা সবাই জীবনে ট্রাভেলার, ট্রাভেলিং অ্যালোন থ্রু দ্য হন্টেড কান্ট্রি। আমরা সেই ভুতুরে দেশের মধ্য দিয়ে, পৃথিবীর মধ্য দিয়ে, বন্য জঙ্গলে পূর্ণ বনের মধ্য দিয়ে আমাদের জার্নিটা করছি, ফুল অফ স্নো, যেটা কুয়াশায় পরিপূর্ণ। এখানে আমরা দেখতে পাবো যে কবিতাটিতে কুয়াশা রয়েছে, ফ্রস্ট রয়েছে, বন রয়েছে, যেখানে পোয়েট ইজ এনজয়িং দ্য নেচার। দিস পোয়েম ইজ রিটেন ইন 4 স্ট্যান্জা। প্রত্যেক স্ট্যান্জাতে 4টি করে লাইন। ফার্স্ট স্ট্যান্জা রাইম স্কিম হচ্ছে এ বি বি এ, তারপরে স্ট্যান্জা দেখুন বি বি সি বি, এবং তারপরে স্ট্যান্জা সি সি ডি সি, এবং লাস্ট স্ট্যান্জা দেখুন কতটা আলাদা, ডি 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 ডি। এখানে সেটিংটা, সিনটা এরকম ভাবে শুরু হচ্ছে যে পোয়েট একদিন কুয়াশাচ্ছন্ন সন্ধ্যাবেলায় যখন অন্ধকার ঘনিয়ে আসছে, ইন দ্যাট মিক্সচার অফ ডার্ক অ্যান্ড লাইট, দ্য পোয়েট is on the horseback. He is riding to go somewhere else to fulfill an appointment. But he is struck by the beauty of the nature and he cannot but enjoy the nature. He stopped his riding nearby the dark snowy forest. But the another animal, the horse, is insensible to the beauty of the nature. Horse is thinking that his master is in some mistake. By mistake, he stops riding. Here, the horse is the foil to the poet. Foil means lower in quality, lower in sensibility. The first stanza, whose woods these are, I think I know. The poet is thinking that perhaps I know the owner of this forest. His house is in the village, though he lives, the owner of this forest lives in a village. He will not see me stopping here, and that man cannot see me that I am here stopping and watching the beauty of his forest. To watch his woods fill up with snow, and he cannot even think that his forest is filled up with the snow, which I am enjoying and watching. Next stanza. Here the woods are the perilous enchantment, sensuous pleasure. The woods are giving the sensuous pleasure. And the poem is written in colloquial language, colloquialism, or a picture of rural life. Fill up with snow. Snow, that is cold, destructiveness, and death. It is not the happy situation of the nature. It is indicative. It is hinting, according to the poet's imagination, the coming death. My little horse. Here, horse is the symbol of rustic common sense, who are insensible to the beauty of nature. They are indifferent to the wealth which the nature offers. They are unable to find out the beauty, the sublimity, even in the perilous situation, even in the apparent destructive situation. My little horse must think it queer. My little horse is thinking that it is very odd, strange. Why my master is stopping here? To stop without a farmhouse near? Between the woods and frozen lake, between the woods and this frozen lake, there is no farmhouse, resting place, shelter. There, frozen lake is the insensibility again, symbol of insensibility and death. The darkest evening of the year. The horse is thinking that this is the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake. Now the horse is shaking the harness, lagam, যে ঘন্টা সেটাকে সে ঝাঁকাচ্ছে, to ask if there is some mistake, as if the horse is asking to the poet whether any mistake happened. Is there any mistake? The only other sounds the sweep. There is another sound also. Beside the sound of the harness bell of the horse, there is another sound coming, of easy wind and downy flake. What is that sound? The sound of the wind, blowing wind, cold wind, and that blowing sound of the wind is mixing with the sound of the falling of the snow. Falling of the snow, sound of the falling of the snow plus the blowing of the wind. They are coming combinedly, and that is the another sound. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. This is the mother imagery. The poet is creating here the motherly imagery in the nature. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, a miles to go before I sleep, a miles to go before I sleep. These 4 lines are very interesting. But I have promises to keep. The poet has another appointment. He should join there, and he is to go many miles before his sleep, before the coming of the time of the sleeping. Here, it is the message that I have promises to keep. That means the man has many promises in his lifetime. He should fulfill all those promises. And before promises, there is a far journey of life. And that journey should be fulfilled before sleep, before death. Here, sleep is the second self of death. So, poet is telling that a miles to go before I sleep. Every human must take a journey of a far more way before the death to fulfill the promises, to give the world his fruitfulness. The promises he is committed with must be kept before the death, and to fulfill those duties, works before the death, everyone must take a long, strenuous and hard journey. So I think the poem is clear. I have tried to discuss it in very easy and frank language. Thank you.